But as a dancer, you always know to dance every performance like it's your last. So I think knowing like when your season comes to an end and you've put everything behind it and you're ready to retire, it's a good time to go.
Interesting colors.
Yeah, our blue and gold. So this was our throwback colors, paying like homage to the vintage colors of the Rams. I don't know. It feels really cool to know that this is like the first male cheerleader uniform, especially since it went to the Super Bowl, which was another first for us. And I don't know. It's interesting to see the hate comments. It's kind of like a copy and paste from everything that was said to us in 2018. There's no new material, so it's a little boring to read. But other than that, I just think it's due to location. Certain areas in the US feel like they're separate and the rest of the world is crazy. So you don't think that in your hometown, in your state, in your city, that change will happen, you know, in that way. And it's also interesting that they're not criticizing any of the males on their on their talent. They're not saying that they're not qualified for the job or they're below par or anything like that. They're questioning why this is happening and they're going after their sexual orientation or if they're not mask presenting. So I think it's a different problem of just homophobia within any type of fandom that's out there. Who didn't tell me she was auditioning. I just ran into her into the parking lot during auditions. Preseason. Right here.
So that was like in 2018 or?
Yes, this is 2018. And it was so cold.
Was it like in February?
Yes, Super Bowl is always in February.
February, so it's cold.
Yeah. I think it's also just hyper masculinity is so fragile, and football being a very masculine sport, you know, if anything different is in their peripheral, in their orbit, they freak out. Take into consideration location because we are in LA, entertainment capital. Everyone's a dancer, everyone does fashion and makeup and everything. So it's quite normal to see men and women doing everything. So yeah, I mean, internationally we had Backlash, but as far as it being like in LA and in our face like that, it wasn't as big as it is right now in Minnesota. Trying to find my page. So much. There we go. But back then it was like a full feature about like you wearing makeup, which is amazing to see how quickly and how far we've come. The Rams never had a no males policy. Males can always audition to be on the team, just no one ever showed up. So it was just a matter of time. So to be a part of that change in our industry, I'm very proud to be a part of it. Yeah, it's amazing. And this, I wouldn't have auditioned for Rams if I wasn't during the show because this is how I learned about my Ram audition. Of course, I think anytime you have anyone being the first in anything, it's going to add some sort of change, a new perspective. And I think that's the most important part of why it was an honor, but also necessary for us to be on the cheer team, especially during that time, because it just gives inspiration, but not only inspiration, but it gives someone else representation. You get to see yourself in a space that you never imagined you could be, whether that's representation on any type of media, in the movies, on a sports team, in a workplace, a work environment. So definitely an inspired change. And I think it did question other organizations to look within and say, do we stand for inclusion as well? And if so, are we going to welcome male dancers and male cheerleaders onto our team? Positive, because again, I'm in LA and there's celebrities and influencers walking around. So it wasn't like, I don't know, it's a great sense of pride to have so many brothers across the nation dancing, and or just to inspire other people to go for their dreams outside of dancing, because I think inspiration is just inspiration. It exceeds dance.